Good evening again. This is Sam Yuma, and my video, my YouTube channel is Ducal Tales, and I'd like to welcome you back again to um, another discussion on economics. Previously, I had said that I was not going to talk about what the government does. In other words, the macro policies that the government perform. But let me just give you a broader view of what the government does, so that you can have an idea as to what is happening in government. Okay? Now, in economics, what the government does is macroeconomics. The policies that the government comes with, they are macroeconomics. In other words, you can say macro. Some people say macro, some people say micro. It depends on your school of thought. But macroeconomics basically is a branch of economics that studies the behavior and performance of the entire economy as a whole. What are the things that they look at? Their primary focus is the economic cycle, the cycles of the economy, things that affect the general good of the society. So those are the things that macroeconomics look at. Look at the broad economic growth and development. When Gafford and his people sit in office, those are the issues that they discuss. What are those things that are affecting the society as a whole? And how can we help to solve the problems that the people are facing as a whole? Yes, so they focus also on things like foreign policy, foreign trade, government fiscal and monetary policies. So when you talk about things that have to do with interest rate, with the central bank, how the central bank can come in with a policy. When it talks about unemployment, when there's so much unemployment in the country, that is a macroeconomic issue that requires macroeconomic policy. And then also the macroeconomic policy deals with inflation, when so much money is going after few, goods on the market. When people are spending too much money, then you're talking about inflation. Okay, when you're also talking about growth of total production, those are things. When we're talking about growth in the economy, then that's a macroeconomic issue as well. Then when there's a boom, there's a recession in the economy, when there's depression, when problems are coming in the economy, those are big issues that the government look at. So economists are there. They come in now to formulate those policies that can help government to deal with those economic recessions or depressions that they face with, so that they can alleviate the problem in the societies to help the people, so that people can suffer too much. So basically, that's what government does. Government take care of the bigger problems in the society. That's why we, the individual people, small businesses, should deal with the small problems in the society. Sorry, I have some flu, so I'm going through it. But I just thought we should talk about these issues today, because our country is so endowed with a lot of resources. I mean, we're so endowed with knowledge. We got young population. We have land. We have the sea. You can imagine how much we are losing as a country. I don't think we should even go out there to go bring anybody else to do things in our country when we have so much. All we need empowerment. We need empowerment so that we can do our own thing. Take for instance, we have the sea. We have, since I've been knowing myself, it's only one company that I knew of that was fishing on the Atlantic Ocean in Liberia. That's the Mesorado group of companies. I was a boy and I used to see that company around there. That was the only company that I knew that was fishing in Liberia. We have the sea. So all we need boats. If we can do the fishing ourselves, we implore people to do the fishing for us. No need to bring somebody in. No need. I don't see the need to bring anybody in to do fishing in our country. The government is capable of buying boats. You just need a strong management team that will be able to make sure that they coordinate everything for the good of the people. So we don't need all this, all the people coming from here to come and do fishery. And no, we don't need people to come and fish on our waters. And we got so much, we don't even look at the coast. We got a long coast along the Atlantic Ocean. And nobody has done fishing there since I knew myself. Since about 30, 40 years ago, because the war is gone for over 30 years, almost 40 years. And we still have the sea. All the fishes on our coast. And for us, and for Liberia. Why should we bring somebody in to do fishing for us? All we need, if the president can give me that job, I will take it. I will take it and I will work with it, I will run with it. And Liberia will benefit. I'm not looking for a job now from the president right now, but if you give it to me, Mr. President, I'll really appreciate taking it, because I know the potential that we have. I know the potential we have. And we can do better. We can do better in Liberia. Let's get rid of this thing they call corruption. I hate it. I hate corruption. And I know there are certain people in Liberia that the only life they can live. But and again, the judicial system is not helping us. Things that are very clear, and you know that this person is a criminal, this person is this person did this. What kind of lawyer you gotta bring in the whole process again to circumvent the whole process? Because they got their own way they can play games. They play games so that, you know, the person can appear like they're not criminal, they didn't do this and that. But if there are records, there are people trail that this person has done this, why don't we just prosecute the person? Well, again, you are saying the judicial process must take place. Yeah, I agree with you, the judicial process. But if it is clear that this thing has been done, what are we waiting for again? Because if we don't do that, you see, America, I'll bring you back to America again. They don't care who you are. You'll be prosecuted. If they say they will lock you up for 30 years, that 30 years you stay inside there. Except you got a presidential clemency. But we should stop shielding people for doing the wrong stuff. People do wrong stuff to the society, and then because we connected with them, we start shielding them, we start sugarcoating what they did. You know, it's so wrong. It is very, very wrong. What precedents are we setting for our children? What are we telling our children? Are we telling them that, oh look, It's good to steal, and when you steal, you got your friends who are lawyers. They can come and cover you up, and and then that stealing, that whole case will die. Is that what we're telling the upcoming generation? In other words, we're telling them you can be robbed too. In other words, we are telling them, let them go to work and just steal. They can steal and build big houses in front of other people, in front of us, and nothing will happen. Because that's what's happening. That's what is happening in front of everybody. People take our money that belongs to the country, to the poor people, and use it for themselves. They build big houses. Oh, the man built a house in Liberia. And so what? Really? You steal the money that belongs to everybody. You build a house. You build a house in Liberia. Yes, you build it in Liberia. A development for Liberia. But does that house belong to Liberia? People, we have to really sit up. We need to have men in our country. We don't have people. We don't have real people with bold face. People who will say, "Look, we'll do this and it be done." Or the law says we should do this and it be done. We need them. We need a country that we can depend on. We need a country that we can go to. We need a country of men that we can depend on, that can say, oh, look, we're not going to do this in Liberia because this is not our culture. This is not what the Constitution of Liberia agree with. This is not what the people agree with. We need men like that. Until we can find people like that, our country will be behind. Because if you don't persecute people, there will be no deterrent to that action. If there's an action that relegates our society to nonsense, there must be an equal inaction. Sorry, let me say that one again. If there's an action that relegates our country to nonsense, to foolishness, there must be an equal action for that action that was taken. To serve as a deterrent to future actors. So I was disciplined. My dad didn't joke with me. And I knew, I've known all along in life that, those kind of actions, those kind of things are wrong. But some of us, we don't know those things. And some of us probably did not grow up with parents. And some of us probably grew up on our own. So we don't have those standards. So society has to set the standards for us. You guys, I sit down all day, I think about Liberia. I think about who we are, what we have, and how we can use it for the good of the people in Liberia. So that's what I have today. Now you've seen what the government can do. The government is only responsible for bigger issues, big issues. Issues like inflation, issues like interest rate, things like growth and production output, those big issues, monetary policy, fiscal policy, Those are things that government is responsible for. Government is also responsible to help formulate policies and strategies that can help the country to grow. So if you don't have those kind of people in government, then we don't have a government. And I'm not speaking about this government, I'm speaking about any government in Liberia. If you don't have people who can formulate, people who can strategize, people who can put things in place, people who can look far ahead, people who have that kind of eagle eye that can see far away, you know, that say, oh, if we do this thing today, it's going to damage us in the future. If we don't have those kind of people, then we don't have a government. So guys, we are all one people. In Liberia, we are one family. If you call my name, you know my uncle, you know my pa, you know my brother, you know my cousin, you know my everything, you know where I come from, you know the village I come from, you know everything about me. That's how we are in Liberia. If you call Nyanfo, you know where he come from, you know. When you call Tule, when you call anybody in Liberia, you know the family. We are small, so let's hold together. Let's hold together as a people. Support the government, especially government that you see that want to help you. Government that you see that is doing very well. Government that you see has the potential to help you. Government that is connected. Government that is, you know, that has the potential to help the country. And we're not saying they will not have corrupt people there. And we'll have those corrupt people, let's expose them. Let's expose them. Let them be persecuted. Let these people come out. You know? We have those kind of people always in every government. But if you don't talk about them, you don't expose them, those people, they will damage you in the end. They will damage the country in the end. And then we have the lawyer that will back them too. So guys, Liberia is all we have. Oh, that's all we have. And for those in Sierra Leone, they also need to listen to this, because what applies to Liberia, it applies to Sierra Leone, it applies to Guinea, it applies to Ivory Coast, it applies to everywhere around there. The last time we heard of Sierra Leone, things that are happening in Sierra Leone, but I'll leave that for another video. And next time I talk to you, I will do a video specifically on Sierra Leone. I'm also going to do a video. I don't want to tell you about that one there, but anyway, I will do it. But until I see you again, have a blessed day and have a wonderful day. And let's think Mama Liberia. Let's talk Mama Liberia. Let's create avenues. Let's help our people. Let's look for areas that we can help in the country. I mean, you don't have to come with $1 million. You don't have to come with $1,000. You don't even have to come with $100. Whatever you can come up with, an idea that can help the country, let's do it. Let's forget about all this running for government, against government. I don't subscribe to that, because in my lifetime I've seen governments come and go in Liberia. And guys, I mean, you have to understand that some of us, the schools that we even graduated from, I graduated from Tottenham High. You know Tottenham High. You know how we were those days. I mean, when we spoke, the government listened. So I know about government. I know all those things that used to happen. But all I'm saying now today, with the number of years that I've lived, with my experience in life, all I'm telling you is that we need peace. We need development. We need togetherness. We need something that can hold this country together. Until I talk to you again, this is Ducal Tales, and I look forward to seeing you again in my next video. Until then, please subscribe, share, and like my videos, okay? And I look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much.